everyone, welcome back to Greatscottcooking. Today I'll be making some scones. Now all you'll need for this recipe will be some butter, some cooking salt or just normal salt, 2/3 of milk and some self-raising flour. Firstly, you need 1 cup of self-raising flour, and another cup. Once you've done that, make a little circle in your flour. And what we'll be doing with the butter is we'll be cutting it in halves and back across. Throw them in there. And this may take quite some time just to get the butter to melt. And just use the end of your fingertips just to get that butter nice and crumbly. And try and get much air in it as you can, because you want the scones to rise. Once the butter starts to go a bit crumbly, as we can see, it's starting to get a little bit more crumbly. Now the flour is starting to change colour from white to like a, well, I don't know, bit of a creamy colour. Once you've done that, get it all mixed in. Just run your hand around it. You get a few minutes of lumps in the butter. Just even them out. So as you can see there, how it's gone from white to like a creamy colour. Now, making a little ball and put a hole in it. Get your 2/3 of a cup of milk. Just pour a little bit in there. And when the butter and the flour start to go a little bit more warm, pour a little bit more in a little hole. And stir back over until it gets nice and thick and doughy compared to crumbs. Your dough. And put that over there. Start mashing again. Start mixing and mashing. Now once it gets a little bit more doughy, we want to add 2 pinches of salt. You don't need to make a hole in it anymore. Just pour a little bit just around the edges of it, in the middle. When you squeeze it together, not sure if you guys can hear that. Once it goes into a dough, it goes all real thick, so it won't fall apart in your hands or in the bowl. Get the rest of your milk, should be only about that much in your cup, and pour the rest on top. Now when you mix this in, it's going to be going back to mud, and it's going to be real squishy. And you may be thinking that you've done this wrong, but you've actually done it right, because it'll absorb in the dough again. And the beauty about scones is, if you have done a mistake with too much milk or something, you can always add a little bit of flour to it, and it'll get thicker and thicker. And it should go to like a bread dough, real thick. Now I might have added a little bit too much milk there, as you can see. And just throw a little bit on your table. That's got too much milk in it, so what I'll do is I'll add a little bit more flour into it. It'll thicken it back up again. I might need to add a little bit more flour. Just keep kneading it. You need to have a scone cutter. And just go like that, push down, make into a round dome, and push down on it. Get your scone cutter. Twist and turn. So it's cut all the way in to your pastry. And look at that beautiful round scone there. And when I usually make these scones with this scone cutter, I usually get about 12 out of this batch, but it usually depends on how big your scone cutter is. And when they go in the oven, and when you think that they're cooked, after about 15 minutes on 180 degrees, you pull one of them apart, and if it's still a little bit pinky inside, that usually means that it's not cooked. But if it's not so, like you can put your finger in the dough, like there's an imprint. If it does that, it's still not cooked. But if you push down on it and there's nothing there, that means it's pretty well cooked. And they're beautiful to eat. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, comment, or even a subscribe. Thank you. You have a lovely day. Thank you. You have a lovely day.